Okay, reading these graphs to see what the domain is based on what's drawn is basically just the reverse process of what you've been doing. You need to look at the end point on the graph first of all and decide whether it's an open and closed circle, and that tells you whether you're going to use which type of inequality, whether you're going to use greater than, less than, or greater than equal to, less than, equal to. If it's open, then you're going to use one of these. If it's closed, you're going to use one of these, okay? So let's look at this line that's drawn right here. I have an open circle, and it starts where x is, and it's hard for me to draw here on this line and get a straight line, but it starts where x is 4. So notice I don't have any x coordinates that are smaller than 4. Like I could not have a point right here and it be on the line and have an x coordinate of 1 comma, this is the x or the point 1 2, okay? This is not on my line, all right? That is an x coordinate of 1. I couldn't have a point right here. This would have an x coordinate of 3 and a y coordinate of 4, regardless of what the y coordinate is. But notice I'm not going to have an x coordinate that is smaller than 4. All of my x coordinates are going to start at 4 and they're going to go beyond. So here I can have an x coordinate right here of 7 and a y coordinate of 6.5, okay? So I have an x coordinate that is bigger than 4. All of my x coordinates are going to be numbers that are bigger than 4. So that's what I'm looking for to see what my x coordinates are. I'm just interested in domain. I'm only interested in x's. So based on what this line is that was drawn, I'm starting with x values that are greater than what? Greater than 4. So that's the only thing I want you to do. I just want you to tell me what the domain is. I'm not asking you to give me the equation of this line, which if you were going to give me the equation of this line, you would need to take a ruler and extend it on down and see what the y-intercept was. Now that would need to be a straight line, which actually I think that would probably come more through 3, and you would need to see what your slope was. Okay, so this slope would be up 1 over 2, which you don't really need to do that, but if you were going to, this would be a y equals 1/2 x plus 3, probably, if it's going to go through 3, but I'm not really sure where that one's going to go through, so I can't say for sure. So that's how you would read that one. So let's put another one on here and see how to read it. I'll do it in another color. Let's say we've got one right here. Let's say we've got a closed circle right here and an open circle right here, and then our line is in between. So what we're talking about here is a closed circle, so that's going to be a or equal to, and this is going to be just a greater than or less than. So where are all our x's falling? So I'm just going to use a different color here and show you. Sometimes it helps if you just take and draw a dashed line down here to mark off where your x's are. And if I were to make any ordered pairs here, I am only going to use values that are between -9 and -4. -9 can be included because it's a closed circle on it, and -4 cannot because it's an open circle. So my domain here is going to be that x is going to be between -4 and -9, where -9 is included, because this is where I start and this is where I end, or vice versa, whichever way you want to look at it. But there's your domain. So -9 and -4x being between. Just make sure you use the right symbol. Closed circle is less than or equal to. Open circle is just less than. So that's how you're going to want to read these. You want to look at one more. Let's see. Let's use black this time. If I were right here, let's say I was right here, and I'm just going to go straight across. Let's just go like this. Let's just take it straight across, because we're not writing the line equation. We're not worried about what our equation is of the line. We're just focused on domain. Our domains can just be what they are, regardless of what the equation of the line is. We can have the same domain for 2 different lines. It doesn't really matter. So here we want to look at where the x's are, what our only things our x coordinates can be. I can't have any x coordinates that go beyond an 8. Like I couldn't have the point here that has an x coordinate of a 10. Okay, I couldn't have a point here anywhere that has a 10 on it because it's bigger than this line right here. Alright, it goes beyond there. All of my x's are going to be 8 or smaller. So all of my x coordinates are less than or equal to 8, and that's my domain. And that's all I'm interested in knowing.